Well, thank you. It's been a lot of interesting stuff today. My name is Elliot, and I'm a director of Garsdale Design Limited. We're a professional architectural planning, heritage, urban design and geospatial consultancy. We have extensive experience modelling 3D urban environments for our architectural and Middle East city master planning projects. We've also worked on mapping for nuclear and renewable energy projects from our Southampton office. However, my particular expertise is in the professional use of Esri's City Engine, which is a 3D urban procedural modelling package. We've not only completed several geodesign projects using City Engine, we've also trained people in the use of City Engine, from GIS professionals to public and private planners, architects, and people in the military and intelligence industry, as well as the entertainment industry. So it really gives you a feel for what's happening in the 3D world, in the 3D space. It's convergence, isn't it? And it's been really great seeing what's happening in this world, and it's a great event. Thank you to Ryan for inviting me to come here. Initially, when I saw the title, The Barriers to Building 3D Synthetic Environments, I went, uh-oh, that feels a little negative, doesn't it? My initial instinct is to go positive with these things, and I know today will be about the opportunities that come from this rather than the barriers. But thinking about this more, I realised we do need to be realistic about 3D. I, more than most, probably have interacted with people who have far too high an expectation of 3D modelling than is probably reasonable. Creating 3D urban models with a geospatial element, i.e. simulating the real world, is not as easy as some might think, although these tools by Leica seem pretty cool at doing that. The industry is always trying to answer the question with things like meshes, point clouds and gamification, but is it working? I think the trouble with 3D urban modelling is this. Well, I asked my daughter's permission to use this. Our current and future clients have been brought up on 3D and touchscreens as part of our everyday life. Look at these treasure maps from two of my daughters. They're thinking in 3D and multimedia. I asked my eldest about the map, and she said you had to know about the different sounds in the part of the house to find out where you're going, the footsteps up the stairs, you know? But expectations have been raised hugely. The public and client perception of 3D urban modelling has been tainted by our experience of the entertainment industry and a couple of large multinationals. I mean, who here's played Battlefield? I mean, this is an example, but there are others. Amazing, almost photorealistic environments, yes? Everyday TV and movie watching has got us all used to high quality, realistic looking 3D cities, and they're 3D models often as well. Google, in particular, has spoiled us. Essentially, we've been spoiled by these guys, haven't we? Look at this model, this is a great model. And my City Engine training often starts with a discussion on expectations. What does the trainee hope to achieve? What do their managers want? It's different things, I tell you. Invariably it's this. Well, thank you, Google. Great, you've set the bar really high for a lot of us for a long time. Okay? My response back to the trainees is this. Are you a $1 billion company with a server farm? No? Right, let's reel it back from this kind of level of expectation. Do you have a large pot of money? The answer invariably is no. I wish it was a yes sometimes. Of course, early Google started off with humbler beginnings, simple Sketchup models, and in the beginning, grey buildings with no textures. But we're all just used to a minimum of this level of detail in 3D urban models thanks to Google. I mean, look at the games, even games like SimCity. It's a fairly old version, this one, even this. The graphics are smooth, easy to read, and are attractive, right? People want and expect their 3D modelled urban environments to be very high quality. Unfortunately, whilst most of us here work with 3D, we know that without significant investment of time and money, we're not going to achieve such polish easily. Okay, professionals, us, we're not helping ourselves here really. In our enthusiasm, we say it can all be done, which it can, and I keep hearing from the software industry marketing things like easy drag and drop, create high quality urban models quickly and easily. It's a simple process. No, No, it's not. Not for the average person. We're professionals. We find it easier than most, but even we'd have difficulty, right? But we're getting there. Garsdale Design's projects in 3D are looking better by the day. We're able to embed all of this with amazing amounts of information and bring in other data sets in a web browser. A web browser, plug-in free, no Flash involved. And largely in part due to Esri Inc. in our sphere. We can also export to a variety of platforms too, not just the web, and we've seen Unity being used quite a lot in a lot of industries. I don't know about you, but we have struggled in the past to find the correct balance between level of details, legibility, attractiveness, and accuracy. Let us consider the questions before you start creating a 3D model. The answers to these questions will dictate everything from cost to the choice of your team. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list of questions, but it does give you an idea of what I'm getting at. Why do you want a 3D model? It's a valid question. Could a 2D map do the same thing and impart the same knowledge without all the cost and hassle? Do you actually need a 3D model? And if you do, what kind of 3D model do you want? What 3D model do you actually need? You know, want and need are two different things, and certainly as a consultant, it's our job to translate that. Small areas with lots of detail, large areas with a little detail. How much time and or money do you have? We don't have infinite amounts of both. Will you want to publish the model? That starts getting me sweating and a bit nervous, right? What hardware and software do you have? What does your manager have? What does the public have? What's the consequence of getting the model wrong? Yeah, these are going to be used in decision-making processes and simulations. It works on a simulation, but the car kills someone out in the road. You know, there are consequences. It's a little extreme, that one, I'll give you. So, this is an important question. Let's explore some of these questions. What kind of 3D model do you want? It's not an exhaustive list, but depending on this answer, you have more questions to answer. An architectural 3D model often was a pretty picture, but now go to some of these property developer sites and look at the level of 3D tech they're using. Matterport, for example. Planners like block models and are actually excited to get to view those 3D models just as blocks. You know, there's a variety of things we need to think about. Firstly, a detailed understanding of what is meant by a 3D model is required. Levels of detail and accuracy need to be assessed against levels of effort, as well as the equipment and method of capture available, with the end user being always in mind. Before any model is built, we have to assess the many competing factors to see how long something will take to build. This diagram, an adaptation of what we use in-house, is a part of a matrix to assess how much work is going to take place. Yeah? What data do you have? With all the amazing survey technology out there, and we've seen some incredible stuff already, we can be spoilt for choice if we have a large pot of money. But most of us don't. Where does the compromise come in? Well, should it be the data acquisition? No, probably not, but it often is, because we can price it per square kilometre. We can, sorry, I've got a little, we can price it easier, okay? And then there's the trouble of merging all this data, real world, highly accurate. Now what? Which data set takes priority? What's the model for? What was the client interested in? Are we sure we meant accurate? $1 billion server farm and a pot of cash, but is this accurate? Is this beautiful? Is it useful? Well, it's Google Earth, so it's an advertising platform, so yes. All right. We've established the pipelines to get data from Unity to GIS and Unity. It's not perfect. We've experimented with HTC Vive. It's got us thinking, although personally I don't like all the cables. You know, smaller and lighter is where we're looking. We've got decision processes on visualization. You'll notice that many 3D GDS models lack textures. Why? Because they're used in analysis and sometimes published on the web. Not everyone's hardware can cope with this. All our 3D models that we create can be published in a variety of forms. I started on a result project recently for static screenshots, and then last week was asked to make it into a video, and I can do that now. Couldn't have done it a year ago. Also, although my PC can view it, a 3D web scene, most people's PCs can't. So we have to give it to them as a video.
Elliot, but 1 minute left.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I had too much content. Well, let's have a look. Are there consequences to your decisions? Yes, and there has been. Yeah, we talk about it. There are legal implications for your design decisions. And us in the 3D world, if we're using it to simulate, if we're using it for planning purposes, for renewable energy projects, there will be a point where someone gets sued and the basis of it will be something to do with your 3D model. So be aware. So what is the art of 3D? We covered a little bit of the science, it's broad brush. Know your audience and manage expectations. Data choice and knowing its provenance. Point cloud data next to stereo captured imagery. They're two different data types, but you can put them next to each other. You must know the difference. Use cartographic methods that have already been invented. Already there for you. Don't reinvent the wheel. Build in budget, build in time, and knowing when to stop, which I clearly don't. So, final thoughts. It is my final thoughts. There's 2 slides and it's very quick, I'm really sorry. As much as I dislike this term smart, and I'm a little skeptical about the word catapult sometimes too, I can see a point in this, right? Smart cities. But what about smart campuses, smart lower tier cities, not just London and Singapore again, please? We need others. We need other examples. Take the lessons and use them elsewhere. Smart towns, smart villages, smart farms, smart rural. Let's learn lessons in other areas. Let's use that. We can apply these newly acquired skills to many areas. And I think for Garsdale Design's immediate future, we want to help people with that initial 3D base map to get them going, and so people can concentrate on their story and data. So, some people might know this reference. The barriers to the creation of 3D synthetic environments, because the barrier bit is probably us, the barrier. The technology is there, the hardware's there. Although we have the answers in this room, perhaps we're not exactly asking the right questions yet. Okay? So thank you very much, and I'm sorry I went over time.
Well, thank you very much.